My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Astrea, where we're going to be playing Astrea, the Will of the Winds, on our newly unlocked Anomaly and Astrea level. In combination, our Anomaly level at this point increases non-bosses and bosses max corruption, enemies' abilities are harder every 3 turns, apply Shadow Mantle to all targets, and now, at the start of each battle, applying 1 Death Bomb to all enemies. Death Bomb is, of course, when enemies with Death Bomb are defeated, they give all targets X corruption. And then the Astrea level just increases the max corruption of the Corrupted Oracles and Astrea yet again. Last time I played Astrea, I mentioned wanting to play into the Chaotic Archetype, and I'd really like to do that a little bit here. So let's see if I can find some support for it. Given that this is a character with which I am probably the least comfortable, I'm gonna be leaning towards trying to make a fair few safe decisions here. Trickster Crossstaff. Whenever an enemy dies, reroll. That enemy receives 3 purification. At the start of each battle, your virtues have their positions shuffled. We saw that recently, and I don't know if I want that. I mean, the fact that it would make my virtue for rerolling harder to get is the largest difficulty with that one. But none of these are safe. Whenever an enemy die is rerolled, that enemy receives 3 purification. So in order to try and deal damage to the enemy, I might have to risk giving them a better die side. Every 2 hex die you play, destroy that die instead of discarding it. Man, I'm gonna do it, but I'm not gonna feel good about it. Critical, High Guard, and Dodge. Ooh, High Guard with the ability to deal corruption to ourselves, and apply Light Shield and possibly even draw a die. The critical also has the ability to just increase our critical stat. Dodge has the ability to increase dodge stat. I'm gonna go with the High Guard, especially because these negative sides aren't so negative. They're negative enough to unlock virtues for my character, and not negative enough to often kill me, as long as I have other things in hand to safely recover. Quick Strike, purification to any target as well as a die. I do like those. Dancing Wings. Whenever you dodge corruption, gain X critical. Ooh. So we could just gain some dodge in this build. I do like that idea as well. Apply Smoke Bomb to any target. 75% chance of dodging corruption for X turns. Receive double corruption for X turns. Triggering Smoke Bomb does not decrease dodge. I feel like I'm certainly leaning towards Dancing Wings out of these. And then trying to draft some dodge into the deck, maybe? Yeah. Let's give that a go. Ooh, the enemy has Thorn and Death. This is exactly what I didn't want. Our free virtue that we get to use every single turn is the Confuse virtue. 50% chance of dealing purification, 50% chance of dealing corruption. I'm gonna deal that to myself. And it was health. Damn. Okay. I'm gonna hit the enemy twice. Annoyingly, I dodged the second, which means my reroll here is gonna be less effective, because I'm going to have to activate it by using my High Guard. Alas, here we are. I'm going to reroll my 3, and the enemy's using a 2 and a 2. That's reasonable. I'll leave them on that side. There we go. They gave me another reroll, courtesy of the targets there. Sure. Why not leave ourselves on high health? Especially because I have this Confuse every round. Deal 2 purification to any target. Double the value of all dice from your hand with any type of Confuse action until the enemy's next turn. Deal 2 to all targets for each Confuse action in your hand. Unfortunately, this one's not in my hand. The enemy intends to self-corrupt for 4. I'd really like to get them to dodge that, but I'm not really good at providing dodge. Self-heal was actually kind of annoying. Um... Great. Now, if this virtue just exclusively works well, I'm gonna be fine. I keep unlocking the virtue of Thunderstorm and then using it. You know what? I'm gonna heal myself fully up before I use it this time. And then I'll use it again. Oh god. Wait, no! Thorn and Death Bomb, but so Death Bomb still went off, but the Thorn didn't, weirdly? I guess maybe I dodged one of them. Anyhow, that turned out okay despite everything. Dodge. Possibility of getting dodge as well as draw, I do like that. Inspiring Comets. Corruption to random targets multiple times. Not affected by Doom, but it does allow us to draw dice. I do like that one as well, but I think I should probably go for the dodge, be a little safer. Invoke. Create and roll a random new die. Ooh, all in. Oh, straightening out a confused value is a bit of a difficult thing to do. Yeah, I suspect I don't want to go with that. I'm going to go with an Invoke. Give me another safeguard in the deck. Kind of keen to go for some balanced as well. I'm going to take the money here, leave myself with the possibility of still getting a level 2 Sentinel very quickly here. Hey, the reroll is our free virtue now. Love that. 1 purification to any target, and then we can gain some brilliance, increasing the chance that our confuse actions provide the value I would prefer. Enemy tends to do 2 corruption to us, and they are going to get more doom when they're below half HP. Okay, good. Due diligence performed. I almost want to do the 3 to myself right now, rather than even re-rolling. And I will. Because it unlocks so many things that I get to cast quite aggressively. Let's give myself some Light Shield and draw. I've drawn into Rising Gust. Deal 2 purification to an enemy for each chaotic die you have in your dice pool. I only have 4. This is exactly the kind of thing that I want to find for the sake of the chaotic build that I want to be able to do. I'm going to do the 3 to myself. There we go, perfect. Because if it's corruption, it will just re-unlock the ability to do another 4 to the enemy. Then I'll gain some shielding and some brilliance, and also do a little bit of damage to the enemy. We leave them above their outbreak value. I've got to remember that they will outbreak this turn, so they're going to have 3 more doom than I am currently accounting for. Let's invoke. Create and roll a random new dice. 25% chance for it to be an epic die. Alas, it was not. I do want to re-roll the dodge and the invoked die, because the dodge, ooh, beautiful, could draw us another die. Great. And I'm okay with taking 6 damage at the end of this turn, so I just need to make sure that I have 6 HP to lose. Of course, you crit on me. Yeah, so if I take 6 damage here, I'm gonna have all of my virtues unlocked for the next turn. A lot of aggression we can get up to with that. Ooh, got some light shield as well, love that. Enemies low rolled. I'm gonna re-roll my own dancing wings. Beautiful, so I don't have a negative that I have to play around here. I've got 2 Shadow Mantles, so I'm going to have to spend a lot of effort making sure that I have enough HP here. There we go, we got over the Shadow. Wow, that only hit me. It's actually surprisingly useful. Okay, I'll hit the enemy for 4. And then I'm going to Virtue Confuse myself. was hoping to deal damage there, but if I didn't deal damage, I was still going to be in good position. If I dealt damage to myself there, I would have had the ability to take the enemy out this turn. If I didn't deal damage to myself, then I was going to have the safe ability to take them out next turn anyway. Alright. Let's hit some rerolls until I just have a value on one of these die that does it all. Beautiful. Confuse, Lightning, and Hurricane. Lightning, by the way, is Purification 1 to any target 3 times, and I get to direct that. And then Hurricane, you have a 100% chance of triggering critical and will receive double corruption next turn. If you trigger dodge during your turn, draw a die. Receive double corruption. I think I can put myself in a position where I only use this when I'm ready to possibly receive double corruption. Got Aimless, Random Purify. We've got Electrostatic Field to be able to target random purifies, random corrupts, Purification from meteors, from thunderstorms and from meteor rains. And then Inspiring Comets at the end. I'm mostly leaning towards a skip on this one. Yeah, let's do that. Oh. Okay. So if I took the 100 star shards, I would have the ability to pick up a Sentinel and then immediately upgrade it. Which is deeply, deeply impactful. So I'll do it. Dice Drive with the possibility of drawing us additional dice. I do like that. Charged Pylon with the ability to copycat things that I have. These both make me more offensively. Give me a higher offensive potential, but I kind of want more defense at the moment. What if I shuffle before I buy here? I do have enough money to shuffle, buy, and then still upgrade. The unknown device. Start of its turn, all targets receive 1 purification, but also it's re-rolling a replicate every single time. It can become a die that is available to you as any reward with a 25% chance of becoming an epic die, so it's effectively like a chaotic. Colossus Hand here is interesting. Purifying corruption actions of any type on its die have their values randomized between 1 and 6. And eventually, after enough upgrades, it's targeting all enemies and it's dealing purification to all targets. I'm going to take the unknown device and upgrade it, as if I can start getting the purification to all targeting. Oh, this hard battle could be the anemones. Please don't be the anemones. It's not the anemone, I'm fine. Then I can spend fewer of my dies, managing my own health position. Oh, wow. So rerolls the free one here, which is lovely to see. Enemies doing one of their worst available. And I'm doing one of my best available. Let's put Electrostatic Charge, Electrostatic Field on the enemy, which means all random effects will resolve towards them. Gonna reroll my Dancing Wings, and in fact I'll also reroll the Dodge. Nice. So Dancing Wings, again, whenever I dodge corruption, I gain X critical. And I'm going to gain 5 dodge, so now I've got a 15% chance to dodge any incoming corruption. And I'll draw a die. Alright, next turn I have a 100% chance of triggering critical, and will receive double corruption. I'm keen for it. Now, should I pre-protect this turn? No, because I can use my Virtue to damage the enemy next turn as well. Oh, I dodged! Just increasing our crit rate. Hell yeah. Draw a die if you have 50 brilliance. Gain, sorry, if you have less than 50 brilliance, gain 5 brilliance, otherwise gain a confuse multiplier. This is fine, this is still just a draw die action for us. I do like those. I would really like to also try and deal some damage this turn, you see, as I'm critting constantly, and that oh boy. We'll invoke. Oh, we did get an epic die on this one. It's a critical multiplier, as it turns out. Okay. If I deal 3 corruption to myself, I'll deal 6. So I'll unlock all of my virtues. I'm gonna fully self-heal. Six instances of damage are gonna go directly towards the enemy, and it's gonna crit on each of them. And they're each gonna deal a damage back to me, courtesy of the enemy's thorns as well. Okay. This is difficult. I don't really want to corrupt the enemy. Wait. I have the ability to dirtle and do no actions easily here. See, if I use my Confuse on myself and it does damage, I re-unlock my virtue at the end, and I can use the Thunder to just full heal me, and then I have the other virtues available, so I can go back and forth. It's just, I need to work out in the interim how I can also do some of these extra virtues. I'm gonna give myself some Light Shield. And then, boom, big crit for 11. And that was my Light Shield gone. Right, actually, corruption is doubled. So actually, I would, if I used my virtue of Thunderstorm, I would actually fall apart. So, do another 6 back to myself. Four instances of damage direct to the enemy would also take me back out. So I'm using my 4 damage direct to the enemy rather than 4 damage in instances to the enemy, and just trying to crit with that constantly here. So I Hurricane back to this position. Got him. Although it did actually require that I dodged there because I forgot the enemy had a death bomb. It required that I dodged there in order to not lose a life, so not the best got him of all time, but it got him nonetheless. Relentless Cunning. Gain 10 critical, but include a Confuse Hex die into your draw pool. Increases the amount of Confuse Hex die I would be doing after that. Apply Smoke Bomb 20 targets, 75% chance of dodging Corruption for X turns. But it receives double corruption for that many turns. And Inventive, the ability to discard things from hand. I don't think I want any of these. Brilliance. What? Do I want Brilliance? I don't want to be using Confuse actions consistently. Psychic Blow. 11 Purification to any target. Apply 1 Torment to the same target, increasing the corruption they receive by X. And Apian Skyfall. Deals 2 additional damage. 2 additional purification for each time your Sentinel has dealt corruption this turn. Actually, none of those are particularly interesting to me. We've got 3 risky die in the deck. 2 of them are the Chaotix. 1 of them is the Hurricane. Oh, wow. Every 8 times you deal Purification to enemies, gain 1 boost. That's pretty good for a character that deals 6 instances of Purification on 1 of her virtues and 4 instances of Purification on another one. Whenever an enemy gets overcorrupted, refresh your virtues. Also pretty good for a character who occasionally throws corruption at an enemy. And the Singularity Sextant. I'm going to go with the Cosmic Sandals there. Destroy a die and then gain some money. Need to get some of these minor purifiers out of the deck, certainly. Alright, let's get a Star Blessing as well. Every 4 times you deal Purification to enemies, you receive 1 Purification. Neat. Whenever you or a Sentinel plays a Meteor Rain action, apply 1 Light Shield to all targets. And then finally, the Dicesmith Helmet. If you have 30 dice in your dice pool, increase Purification received by enemies by 1. And for every 5 additional dice, increase Purification received by enemies by 1. This would be ridiculous. But by the time this is ridiculous, I hope I already am ridiculous, or I'm probably already dead. So I'm going to take the safety in the Karmic Brooch. Easy access to my free reroll still. Oh no, that was... Oh, now I've got the confused one. And all of my other virtues are as hard as they can possibly be to access. Why? Gain 4 Aerial Needle. Increases random, capital R random, purify actions by X. And then it even clarifies what a random purify action is below it. Deal X purification to a random target, rather than deal purification to a random target X times. That's unfortunate. Would have been cool as hell if the Aerial Needle synergized ridiculously with a Thunderstorm. Alas. Alright, let's corrupt myself. Twice? Twice. Yeah, that was right. Let's gain that Aerial Needle. Enemies rolled basically their worst available side. This Chaotic could get slightly better, so yeah, I'll roll that. Stayed the same. That's fine too. Six instances out on the field. I can give myself a dodge. Enemy intends to do 2 instances of 2 damage to me. So yeah, I'll just full heal back up with the Lightning Virtue. Nice. Benefit of that turn is we got to increment the Cosmic Sandals a decent amount of times. Or self-damage, eh? I'm going to use my Thunder Virtue on the enemy to activate the Karmic Brooch so that I have 4 HP here to lose. And then I'm going to reroll the enemy's more aggressive die and my Sentinel's die. Perfect. Both of those came back so much better, including my Sentinel giving me a draw. Now I could use my High Guard for 4 self-damage just to re-unlock all of my virtues again. Which I think seems like a great idea. Wait, Sentinel die says Player Purify. Oh wow, so it would actually be for Astrea. Oh, that's even better. Sure. Let's re-roll the Invoke. Great. And then I'll generate the die that generated. Hell yes, it's an epic die. It's the Favorable Winds. If you have less than 75 favorable wins, gain 15 favorable wins. Otherwise, draw a chaotic die. And favorable wins increases the chance of the chaotic die being epic. So that's another thing that I definitely want in this kind of build. Then I'm hoping this virtue does damage to me. And it does! Woohoo! Love that. And then I heal back up and I draw. Yeah, I think I just stay as aggressive as I possibly can here. I've got 3 stacks of boost out of that turn. I'm drawing 3 additional dice next turn. Cosmic Sandals seem absurdly good for this character. Your hand's about to get full, eh? Let's gain 8 more Dancing Wings, and then Invoking New Die. Oh! No, wait, that's Dazzling Light. Dang, I was really hoping that was going to be... what's the word I'm looking for here? Electrostatic Field. Enemy is intending to roll some of their more aggressive sides. Let's draw 2. Love some more favorable wins. I'm going to reroll both of my negatives rather than the enemy's AoE attacks here. I'm going to do 4 instances of damage. Wow, not even of damage to the enemy there. I was trying to do 4 instances of purification, alas. If this does 3 damage to me, my own virtue, that'd be super useful. And it did! Thank you. Thank you! Wow! If only I had electrostatic field. Please hit the enemy! Oh my god, it did! They said it couldn't be done, and then it was done. So they really looked a fool after that. Enemy down. Corruption purified. So the Proto Star here, whenever it receives corruption, apply an impound to this creature, and... It seems like it's comfortable for a longer, slower fight, but so is the Armory Sphere. Just giving us additional rerolls. I think I'm going to take the Sphere. Favorable wins! Exactly the kind of thing that I wanted to see here. Lightning also has a really good position just because I have 2 things that trigger off of multiple instances of purification being dealt to enemies. But I think if I was asking for favorable wins, I should probably accept favorable wins. Increase purification received by all targets by 1 and draw 1 fewer dice per turn. Interestingly, when the Twisted Scroll doesn't screw me and I actually have access to some of my things, this is very good. 2 additional dice per turn. Oof. 1 additional. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Darkness Shard, and I'm gonna put my faith in the Cosmic Sandals. I'm gonna need to manage my virtues very heavily in order for this to be a thing that is a thing. Sacrifice a heart to upgrade a Sentinel to max level. Sorry, Scorching Foundry. You see an old and ominous Eridanian foundry used to create Sentinel parts in the old days. Despite its precarious appearance, it still works well. But to use it, you have to be able to withstand extremely high heat. Literally taking a level 1 all the way up to level 5 and just having access to full rerolls of entire hands? Gosh. That's so ridiculously impactful. The heat begins to increase as the flames start to rise. The temperature is unbearable, but you resist. After much effort, you've finished your masterpiece. Let's destroy another die from the pool here. Let's get rid of that minor purify and move forward. Bad scroll. Oh, wow. Sentinel Glide, draw 3 chaotic ++ die. Hell yeah. I only have 2. Should probably re-roll our worst ones. And the enemy here is trying to silence me. Excuse me? How dare you? I'm absolutely going to re-roll that. Hey, now they're not trying anymore. Draw balance. Do I even have balance to draw? I really hope I do. I do! I have 2 balanced in the entire deck to draw. This is one of them, though, my high guard. So I should certainly use that first. I'll use that for 2 self-damage to unlock a virtue and then draw back. Ah, here we go. This is the kind of thing I'm looking for. I'd also like to corrupt myself with his virtue, please. Hell yeah! Because that's going to increase the amount of damage that the Apian Skyfall is capable of doing. Yeah, we should probably take the Wicked Librarian first, just courtesy of the fact that its HP is much more accessible for us to take out. I'm going to gain some light shield and draw a die first. Just in case it gives me additional context or information that is something I need to take into account over the course of the rest of that turn. Right. Yeah, I'm good. And sure, I'll start critting next turn. Why not? Your turn. Excellent. So let's get some favorable wins and also dodge and draw, just the kinds of things that aren't really going to be changed. We'll invoke as well, getting 7 more crit. I'm doing double corruption and crits this turn, right? So I've got to make sure that I don't accidentally just die. Let's use my reroll and see if I can high roll on any of these. Yeah. Crit multiplier is 3 at the moment. Okay. So that'll take me back to full HP. Wait, my crit multiplier must be 4 then. No, it's 3. Oh, but I also deal an additional purification. Got it. It's just that now makes it harder for me to use this final virtue. Oh, of course it confused to actually do damage that instance. How dare they? Well. That's my bad. That fight could have ended. But alas. We've still got time. Ooh, a copycat right there. I'm gonna copycat my light shield die. Great. Now, if I do 4 self-damage I should just unlock the rest of my virtues. Perfect. And that should give me a lot more control over the battlefield here. Sure, I'll reroll this. Hey, there we go. Oh. Oops. I needed to cast that way earlier. I forgot that it was completely randomized in that way. That's fine. The enemy is already dead. Corruption purified. Clarity Whirlwind. Deal 2 purification to any target. Change all dice from your hand with random purify, random corrupt into purify and corrupt, respectively. And deal 2 purification to each enemy for each of them. Oh, crumbling skies. 1 purification to all targets 2 times. That's so good for the interactions of the Karmic Roach and Sandals there. Definitely taking that. Resonant Buzz. If you have less than 75 favorable wins, gain 3 Chaos Control. Chaos Control says the next X drawn Chaotic ++ die have a 100% chance of becoming epic. Neat. And also add a Paralyzed Hex die into your pool, otherwise draw a Chaotic die. Unfortunate. It's Defensive Light there as well, and Doubt Dispeller. If you have less than 50 Brilliance, gain a Doubt Dispeller, which means your next Confuse action has a 100% chance of dealing Purification. I probably should still get the Resonant Buzz. But I'm not over the moon about it. Oh, there's a Duplicate on offer there as well. What would I even do? It's going to be very difficult for me with only 1 favorable wins in the deck to actually get to a high enough value of favorable wins for the sake of the Chaotic die. I kind of want to get more Chaotic die, but I also want to get more favorable wins. I just don't know what order in which I do. Duplicate any non-epic, never mind. It already decides which I can do. I'm going to get another Chaotic. And I don't have to sacrifice the heart here. I can just gain the 100 star shards. Choose up to 2 dice. Yeah, I still need to see some more dice though. A Refresh, an Apian Skyfall, Defensive Light of just a higher value. I quite like that. Serenity Comet Dodge with the draw on it. Serenity Comets does have the ability to give Serenity to a random enemy, increasing the purification they receive by X. But it's also Meteors, and I'm trying not to put Meteors into this deck. Whenever I re-roll, I will apply 1 Doom to me for each die I re-rolled. Hey, we're finally in the position where the virtue I don't want to play is at the very end of the bar. Might not have to. Okay, draw a die and gain an Aerial Needle. More than happy to do so. Let's invoke. Ooh, we got an epic die. Ooh, full refresh of the virtues. Hell yeah. My next Confuse action's a 100% chance to do Purification as well. Love that. Apply 5 dodge to any target. Deal 1 Purification to the same target. I would prefer to gain that dodge rather than deal damage to the enemy in this instance. They are going to be doing self-purification though, so I'm more than happy to provide some Light Shield to them as well. Let's refresh our virtues. Woo! Thankfully that managed to trigger the Cosmic Sandals, so we are going to be rolling. 3, 3. Yeah, I don't really want to reroll the enemy. They're on a reasonable result. Deal 1 Purification to any target, and the player gains favorable wins. Okay, cool. So I can definitely use that. Let's also reroll the the enemy trying to give me a hex die as well as my chaotic die from negative hopefully up to positive. Never mind, now I've got doom, of course, I forgot about that. That's whenever I re-roll dice. Ugh. The enemy intends to do 6 damage to me this turn, so if I'm on full HP at the end of the turn, I should be okay. But I really don't want to use this chaotic. But if I re-roll it, I'm more likely to get a side that I still don't want to use and still have to use it. I think I will just deal the 3 corrupt to everyone right now. Which will cause the enemy to over-corrupt, so they'll suddenly be trying to... No, okay, I have to get some light shield on the enemy before I do that then. Okay, does the full re-unlock again? We get to trigger the Cosmic Sandals a couple of times there. Enemy is going to do 6 damage to me, re-unlocking all of my virtues next turn. Use that to heal. And in fact, yeah. The enemy's now at a point where their Death Bomb isn't going to affect us. Get got. Ooh, Aerial Needle? Do I really want that? High Guard I kind of want still. Yeah, no, I'm not using random Purify values like that. I'll take High Guard. Hornet Dust of a lower value and a higher value. Hornet Dust says, increases purification received from you by X until you deal purification to another target. Woof. Considering how randomly I'm letting things cast, Hornet Dust is not for me. And Frenzied Blow with the possibility of doing 10 purification around a target, but it's also got all these ones. No, thank you. I'll take money instead. Whenever you or a Sentinel plays a Meteor in action, apply 1 light shield to all targets. Every 8 starter die you play, deal 6 purification to all targets. And then finally, whenever you or a Sentinel deal corruption to an enemy, apply 5 dodge to that enemy. I don't really want any of these. I'm gonna take the Apprentice's card. I don't believe my chaotic die count, even though I started with them. I don't think they count because they are instead classified as risky. That said, I wouldn't be surprised if they also still somehow manage to count. No. My own device is level 2, so 200 and then 250. Thinking of going to the Sentinel shop and trying to upgrade. Yeah, I've been saving on value for a while. Now I need to actually expend some of that value for advantage. Lunar Refractor, the ability to convert a die in hand. How negative is my hand on average? Not common. Stasis Clock. The thing is, if I upgrade the unknown device, ultimately, I'm upgrading its discharge effect. Because the die it rolls is still always going to be kind of garbo. Well, variable in value. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. I'm going to do this. I'm doing this on the understanding that when a Sentinel is offered to you after the boss fight, the Sentinel that's offered to you is offered a level above the lowest Sentinel you have, so this also upgrades the Sentinels I'll see in the future. I'm gonna destroy one of the minor shields now, and then Metropolis Ruins. think I should sack a heart for the Star Blessing here as well. Whenever a Sentinel dodges corruption during your turn, draw 1 die, then decrease that Sentinel's dodge by 5. There's also whenever you deal critical with a safe die, confuse action of any type or a random purify action, increase its critical multiplier by 2, and then finally, Sentinels have a chance of dealing critical using the same stats as your critical, with a 20% additional chance and a 2 times additional critical multiplier. Yep, that's what I'm looking for. Boss battle against the corrupted assembler. Okay, that's not the world's worst spread of virtues for us there. Enemy is doing their absolute darndest to us, though. I'm gonna reroll all of the worst available things first. With the Armory Spheres roll 4. Oh my god, we got great results. Player gains 2 Serenity from this Chaotic die. Love that. Cool. Well, then I'm only going to use my final to reroll the Resonant Buzz to see if I can get a higher number, and I can. You get 2 Chaos Control for 100% chance for epics on upcomings. Also, it was really, really over-hopeful to want that random Purified to 25% chance happen to hit the enemy. I would have liked it. Oh dear. One of them is making it so that I can't re-roll dice right now. How dare you? I really want to be able to re-roll dice. It's like a big thing that I do. My Armory Sphere, I believe, will still be able to re-roll dice. I'm gonna copycat my... my Thunderstorm, because that's one of the most impactful things I can do. And let's see if the enemies want to skip their turn for us. Rude. Well. I guess, thankfully, the AoE discharge at the start of this turn is going to be a little helpful. We managed to get the no re-rolls enemy down. Love that. Let's invoke a new die. Also happily roll these. I don't want to roll the high guard because it could easily roll significantly worse. Woof. That's much better. Draw 2 balance die. Thank you. I do have 3 balance die in hand, and I might only have 3 full balance die in the entire deck. Ah, I've got 6. No, okay. This will still draw more balance die then. So let's do it. Ooh, some light shield and some defense. Love to see that. Let's gain some dancing wing. Drawn some light shields. I'll deal 3 to myself to re-unlock the virtue so that I can move towards Karmic Brooch and Cosmic Sandal still. Next turn I'm going to draw 4 dice, so I'm actually going to use my Timeless here as well to save each of these until next turn. Or at least until I cast them, not even until next turn. Until I deem appropriate. One purification random target 7 times sounds good to me. Let's gain some dodge and draw. Got him. Got their ass. Take another target down. Enemy wants to do 3 in AoE. I'd really prefer if they didn't do that, actually. There we go. See, dealing 5 direct to me is so much better. That's Hurricane, so next turn's gonna be Wild. I was thinking, I don't think it's possible for me to actively screw myself over. But if I'd done all of that and then the Virtue hadn't managed to heal me, yep, that absolutely would have done it. Thankfully, I am passively still getting stronger this entire time. Unfortunately, the enemy is as well. I do want to be able to reroll dice. Ooh, electrostatic field. That's a big pickup. Let's draw and gain dodge. Gain some more critical as well. Gain some light shield and draw as well. Great, just in case I have another target that I want to reroll here, which I did. Gain a paralyze, draw X few dice next turn. That's fine, I'm going to draw an additional die next turn anyway. Damage myself? Damn it! If that damaged me again, it would have been great for the Thunderstorm. Which, I guess I actually also could have directed entirely against the enemy. Oops, oops, oops. Oh! I need to dodge or I'm dead. Well, do I dodge? Yeah, I don't dodge. Should have thought about that before playing Hurricane last turn. I'll learn how to play Astrea eventually. I still clearly haven't. Everything was going so smoothly that I thought I wasn't making any big mistakes, but that Hurricane play in that specific period of time certainly was. We do get to level up to level 5, and I have learned additional things about Astrea. But I'm really hoping to see a lot more chaotic interaction next time I try for it. We get 2 more dice action unlocked. The first is Iridescent Light, gain X Iridescent Light. Every confuse action of any type dealt by you has a 75% chance of dealing Purification, and a 100% chance of triggering a critical for both Purification and Corruption for X turns. Ignore Brilliance and Doubt Dispeller. That's... interesting. And Charging Antennas gain X Charging Antennas, which says whenever you play a Meteor Rain action played by you or a Sentinel deals corruption to any target, then apply X Dodge to that target. At the end of your turn, decrease Charging Antennae by half. Both of these seem like capstone pieces for different builds that I'm not really going to be able to effectively analyze in a vacuum. So I'm instead going to dive into the bag of that vacuum in the next episode. Well, actually in 6 episodes time where I get back to Astrea. 5 episodes time? It depends if it's inclusive or not. Anyhow, my name's Rhapsody. Name of the game has been Astrea, 6-Sided Oracles. Top left is the series playlist, YouTube recommendation down below, Streamcast. All the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Add above the thank you, and a special thanks this episode to 3D. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.